Bicondylar tibial plateau fractures. Bicondylar tibial plateau fractures are complex injuries that are frequently difficult to treat. Bicondylar plateau fractures involve some portion of the both medial and lateral articular surfaces with associated disruption of the articular fragments from the metaphysis. These fractures are usually caused by moderate to high energy trauma, and these account for 18 to 39% of all the tibial plateau fractures. 8% to 43% of these fractures are open, quite high number. Ligament injury is seen in 43 to 80% of patients. Meniscal tears are seen in 22% of the patients. Overall complication rate is also very high, it ranges from 28 to 39%. Posteromedial coronal fragment is seen in 39 to 74% of the patients. Involves 25 to 58% of the medial plateau area. Posterolateral fragment occurring in 44 to 54% of cases. Tubercle fractures are seen in 16 to 22% of the patients. Coming to the evaluation, basic principles of physical examination should be followed when assessing a patient who has bicondylar tibial plateau fracture. Limb alignment, open wounds, soft tissue status should be assessed and documented. Neurovascular findings including foot and ankle motor function, sensation, pulses should be documented and re-examined serially. Leg compartment pressure should be examined serially given the high rate of compartment syndrome. Coming to the investigations, imaging. Thorough imaging assessment is essential when directing the treatment of bicondylar tibial plateau fractures. CT is a sensitive modality for the diagnosis of articular collapse and fracture comminution and or for displacement. CT has allowed for further description of the previously unrecognized fracture patterns and fragments that have a bearing on fixation strategies and outcomes. The information regarding fracture morphology gathered from preoperative CT scans is important for planning treatment and predicting outcomes. MRI is useful for the diagnosis of associated soft tissue pathology and may be used for the direct treatment. Classification. How reliable is classification of tibial plateau fractures? No widely used classification system is universally accepted or inclusive of all fracture morphologies, and no system has demonstrated consistently good reliability. Surgical type 5 describes bicondylar fractures with an intact metaphysis, and type 6 represents bicondylar fractures with a metaphyseal disruption. The treatment of bicondylar tibial fractures should be directed at addressing the soft tissue injury, restoring coronal alignment and angular stability, perhaps to lesser extent reducing the articular surface. Bicondylar tibial fractures are unique injuries. Bone quality, the fracture pattern and variety of host related factors can affect the treatment and outcome. Consideration should be given to risk factors associated with the poor outcomes following the treatment of bicondylar plateau fractures, especially patients over 50 years of age. Open fractures, compartment syndrome and smoking increase the risk of infection. Articular step-up is not an absolute indication for surgery or the sole surgical endpoint. Fracture instability, coronal alignment and to lesser extent articular incongruity aid in directing treatment decisions for these difficult injuries, although there is no high level evidence supporting surgical intervention. Many techniques have been described for the operative treatment of bicondylar plateau fractures. Closed, percutaneous, open and arthroscopic reduction techniques have been reported with no clear advantage of one technique over another. Similarly, fracture fixation can be achieved with a number of external or internal devices and supplements through a variety of approaches. Timing and staging. Many variables influence the timing of definitive fixation and the need for staged procedures, with no good data existing to define the optimal timing of fixation. The treatment of bicondylar tibial fractures should be directed at addressing the soft tissue injury, restoring coronal alignment and angular stability, perhaps to lesser extent reducing the articular surface. The optimal timing of definitive treatment is variable and should be considered on a case by case basis. Open reduction and internal fixation. Open reduction and internal fixation is the traditional means of fixation for bicondylar tibial plateau fractures. Fractures can be approached by a single anterolateral approach or a dual medial and anterolateral approaches with additional posterior approaches as needed. Rarely a midline approach may be required. We already discussed different approaches for the bicondylar fractures. The higher rate of medial joint collapse, skin necrosis and infection are reported with a midline incision. Most studies involving different approaches are done in the context of different fixation strategies, making it difficult to draw a definitive conclusion regarding the optimal approach, given the complexity and variability of injuries and surgical fixation. Dual medial and lateral buttress plating via dual approach is a reliable means of attaining and maintaining reduction of bicondylar fractures, but is associated with a higher potential for superficial wound issues. The insertion of a single lateral locked plate via single lateral incision can mitigate some soft tissue damage risk, but does not reliably address all fracture subtypes, especially those associated with the posteromedial coronal fracture line. Stannard JP in 2004 published a paper on that one. In his 37 patients, 94% patients had acceptable alignment and 5.4% of the patients developed a superficial infection. Dual plating versus a single lateral locked plating. No posteromedial coronal component in this one. If there is a posteromedial coronal component, you have to fix it separately. Dual plating to be more stable according to one study. There is one more study published in 2004. They say there is no difference. Displacement of cycle loading noted in some studies with a single lateral locked plating. Dual plating appears to be significantly sounder biomechanical construct. Ideal is dual plating, but you have to see the skin condition. Operative treatment with a percutaneous reduction and a ring or a hybrid external fixation is an alternative to open approaches that may further decrease secondary soft tissue damage caused by surgical approaches. Staging a definitive treatment utilizing a temporary external fixation or fixator or stage plating and delayed definitive fixation may allow for soft tissue healing. There was one study in JBG's 2006 on the definitive external fixation. They reported average clinical outcome as is same as plating. Pin site infection is almost 4 to 20%. More arthritis at 5 years but good function. This was published in 2009. External fixation versus open reduction and internal fixation. In external fixation group, there was less blood loss, shorter length of stay, lower rate of repeat operations and early return to pre-injury activities, according to one study published in JBJ's 2006. There was no difference between the internal and external fixation in terms of rates of thromboembolism, compartment syndrome and deep infection. Conclusion: no single fixation strategy has been proven to be associated with superior outcomes or a fewer associated complications. Each bicondylar tibial plateau injury should be treated with consideration of the specific characteristics of the patient, the soft tissues and the fracture, in the knowledge that no single method of treatment is likely to be able to treat the full spectrum of possible injuries.